Hey guys, back again for the second part of this video, which is about overlays. In this session, we're going to look a little bit how we can edit our overlays on Stream Elements OBS Studio Live itself. We've shown on the last video how you install a ready-made overlay and how you can change a few basic things online in Stream Elements on the browser. There's a lot of options there, so I would like to remind you a lot of widgets that you can play with, from images, tip bars, gold, everything. You just have to play a little bit to do it on your own. I can't tell you how you want your stream to look. I can't tell you what to add. I'll only show you where to find them. They're all there. Just go through them a little bit. As always, if you have any problems, you know where to find me on Discord. So, as we've mentioned on the last one, we have limited options online with Stream Element Editor on the browser. It does have one advantage, the fact that no matter what happens to your computer, you can always just put the link back in, your overlay works, everything is there. But it's limited. So what can we do extra here on OBS that we can do there? It's not perfect. I mean, the best option, guys, seriously, would be to have something like, I don't know, Adobe Premiere or Photoshop, make your images there. I don't know, or Corel or Illustrator, anything like that, if you have the skills and, get the perfect graphics. You can always hire somebody to do it for you if you want. But if you're just starting out, you have a low budget, you don't have a lot of money, let's see what we can do for you guys to get you started. So, as we did a simple example with the writing there, we'll do the same thing here. You can see the difference between the online editor and the capabilities of Studio OBS. Text, add a text, we'll name it test 2. So here you can select the fonts, right? It has a limited amount. It's pretty much what you have on your computer, I think. But you can also install new ones if you want to. As far as the text goes, you can type stream starting soon, okay? Or you can ask it to read from file. That means you have to browse your computer and find a text file, document, whatever, because you may have a list, for example, of subscribers or followers or something you want to go, and you're going to have it on the screen, or scroll it. So instead of typing in again or copy pasting here, you can just do that, have a different format. So that's a good option because you get to format it in a proper editor. So if it's something simple like stream starting, well, you can do that. Text formatting, you can choose uppercase, lowercase, or star case. This is how you typed it. Lowercase is all small. I'll keep it on uppercase because I kind of like it. As you can see here, it's really big. Don't worry about that. Then you can, of course, change the color if you want. Let's try red again because we did red on the previous example. You can choose the background color if you want. If we just go for green, although it doesn't really do much because the opacity here is 0, but you can have it green if you want, or you can have it like this, the background. You can play with the opacity. This is an option you also have on the online version of Southern Stream Elements, but here it looks a little bit better, to be honest. Then you have the alignment of the text as always, top, left, right. You can have an outline like we did on the online one, and you just keep, getting bigger and bigger. You can see how it's changed behind. I think I'll leave it at that. That looks good for me. And that's it. Now you're going to think, yeah, well, that's exactly the same options we had on that one. All right, let me do one little change because the other one says just get the same letters in there so you can see the difference a bit more clear there. Stream starting. Okay, let's take the soon out. There we go. All right, make this the same size more or less. Oops. Sorry, that was my bad there. There we go. So, I don't know. I think the bottom looks a little bit better. It's better quality, but it's not moving, is it? So here is where all the filters comes in. We showed this before. And as in anything that I do, I always tell you, explore. If you don't explore, if you don't play, you're not going to learn. You're not going to break it. Worst thing comes to worst, press delete, start again. It's not the end of the world. So there we go. We're going to get the scroll in. It has the same options as the other one. So let's say we want horizontal. Give me some more speed, some more speed, some more speed. Okay, maybe I overdid it a bit. So now it's moving. But what we need to do here, we're going to go back a little bit and press some spaces here. So it will have a little bit of a gap and keeps going. Also, as you can see here, the scrolling, it ends here and starts again. It doesn't leave this gap that the version online does. So for me, this is a lot better because you don't have a blank. You see it's blank on the top. This one never gets blank because it's rotating them. So it's a lot better in my opinion. Also, you have more filters here. Like one of the filters I like to use a lot is sharpen, and we'll see this later in an upcoming video that we're going to do a full overlay with the cameras, the backgrounds, the green screens, everything. I'll show you how and what to find in the previous videos, but we're going to have one video and make one full overlay 100%. So it's going to be a long video. So sharpen, we can use that. Usually I take it to 0.2. 0.02, and that's it. That allows a little bit to adjust for any difference. It makes your stream a little bit sharper. A lot of times you watch streams and like there's something missing. That is what will remove that. Something is there on pixelation. I use that in a lot, especially on cameras in the game feed. It's really important. Now, here you also can use different heights and widths and wrap the text if you want to, if you're making smaller or bigger. You have a lot of options. It's a little bit more. And also you can, this one also has strikeout options, underline options, which we didn't have on the other version. Also has anti-analyzing. It's a little bit better. You see me? I'm looking. Oh, that's the one I was looking. Here, you can also have this, and this is something, it makes things much better, which is the gradient. And let's say we want, let's go for a custom color. You see, now we have the gradient, and you can also control the gradient. And this is one of the important things here for me, is the gradient. You can choose the opacity of it. And you can also the direction of it. As you see here on the starting, it changes whether it's like from bottom to top or left to right. And then you can add a little bit of background as well, like we did before. And you have a nice stream starting gradient with the scroll up and down. It's up to you. So it's not a lot of more options, but it's a little bit more. And you can work like this in a lot of things. Especially the sharpen one and the scrolling, the background that doesn't exist on the other one. You could make it like upload a background, put it in the back, and then take that image to the right size, make it scroll, and then put the letters on top of it on the right spot and make them move, and you have pretty much the same result, but without the gradient. But here you just go in one option, one menu, click, 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 and you're done. Now, also, this also will give you, doing things on OBS itself, the software will also give you another benefit. The benefit is that your overlay usually goes on the bottom of things. So if you want to cover a chat, for example, you can do it on the online version, simply because your game is going to be your overlay, your game, your overlay, and you might want to move things. Also, if you want to remove that, like, let's say you want to show somebody the damage you did on the chat. So if your chat, for any reason, the game is not movable or you don't want to move it, you want to remove the cover you have on the chat. So if you have it on the overlay, everything, then you just have to hide the entire overlay. It's not good. The other option would be to make another online overlay that just the cover. So I will do one just to show you in this. So we'll go here, we'll create a new blank overlay. Just gonna call this one chat cover, right? And we're just gonna do a simple thing. We're just gonna add a image, change set image. I'm just gonna grab this one because it's kind of like good. All right, so let's say I need this. And my chat is over there. I save this. Grab the link as we've shown, go back to OBS, add a new browser source, chat cover, okay, put the link in, with the right dimensions of the overlay we just did. Shut down and refresh. Okay. So here it is on top. It's covering everything. Now, if I want to make it a bit smaller, you just make it smaller. Just because you put the right size to fit doesn't mean you can't alter this. So if, let's say, you wanted to show someone something, right? You just go, oh, here's the chat. Have a look. There you go. So your overlay stays. Now, I would definitely not recommend make 100 browsers. The more browsers you add, the more you load your system, your internet connection, and all this. But I'm just showing you practical, fast ways of doing things. The alternative to this, right, if you don't have the browser, I'll just hide it there, would be to simply go here and add an image. Chat cover test 2, and then you just browse on your source. Let's go over here on my streaming stuff. If I can always find it, because I never find things. I have too many things around, just always have trouble finding them. So there we go, there's the chat, same photo. Comes in, a little bit big. You do this, you bring in here. Now, with this, of course, also, holding shift, you'll change this. Also holding alt, you can, if you hold alt, you can also crop. Just hide things if you need to. So you can do the same thing, just, okay, here's the chat. You don't see it, now you see it. And also you have all the other stuff with the filters that we had before. You can play with the color key and remove some backgrounds, the sharpen, the scroll if you need to. You have all those little options there to play with. Now, the downside to this is that if you format your drive or anything like that, this will go away. You're going to have to redo it. With the online stuff they save, you just put the link, everything gets downloaded. However, we said before, Stream Elements also has backup to the cloud. And I will say again, it's very useful. If you back it up, then this photo, when you reinstall, you get your backup down, it will come back in here. So you don't have to find it on your drive. However, if you add big files, the space on the cloud backup is really small. So I don't know exactly the number, but it's small. You can have like 10 videos and 10,000 photos. So use it wisely. And that's pretty much how you edit something that's been online and you add some cooler stuff from OBS. They keep adding more and more things. On top of that, the last thing I'd like to show you is that one of the recent things they added is if you click one of the browsers, we just added, let's say the overlay. Over here, you can refresh it because before I've seen I open this and click refresh page. So if you just click it, you can click refresh there. You can open the filters straight up and see what you have, all the properties. So you don't have to double click to open and things like that. The important one is interact. That works for anything. Basically, this brings it up as a browser. And if we just add a browser source here, and it's actually going to leave it as browser, and get these dimensions. It doesn't matter for this example. We'll show you how this whole thing works. Okay, that's a browser. I'm just going to go here and grab the link of the overlay we're editing. So if you add anything like your browser, your YouTube, or something you do reviews with, oh, sorry, my bad on this one. See, yeah, we need to get, let's say, let's go to Google. Let's grab this one. I think that might have a bit of a problem because it's actually, it's an editor and you need access to that. So you go to Google. But when you put a browser, whatever browser it is, you can't interact in OBS. Let me just lock it because I keep dragging it around. You can't type, you can't do anything. That's what selecting and clicking interact does. It brings up the new window. Let's bring that down. And you click here and you can actually type, and you don't have to alt tabbing all the time. You just have this little interact window which you can move somewhere convenient for you, and you can just use the browser from here. You can do whatever you want. That's what interact does. Right, so that's it. So once you've done them online, you can install them here by using the link, and then you can do some changes online and offline. Personally, I use both methods. My overlays have something online. Most of the stuff I try and put them online, And then when I come down to OBS, add some filters for crispiness, for sharpness. I move some things around. And the ones that I know out of experience as you stream, that this I need to turn off and this I need to turn on in different situations. So I don't move my chats in the game all of the time on this. I just add them here. And here you also have a good little benefit. You can have a little shortcut. We've shown this on the shortcut. So with a button, you don't have to go around finding in the overlay and this and that. Right, that's it for today. That was the mixture of online and offline. Next one is we'll show you how to do your own overlay online on Stream Elements and offline as well, which is pretty much the same thing. And I'll see you on the next one.